What's up, world? This is Wild We Live Loud, coming at you guys again with another episode of Say It Loud. It's been such an honor to be getting together with people who haven't seen in a long time, actually. So this is one of those interviews that I'm actually really excited to have. They're people that I've met over the years in my creations, and as I've seen them evolve, they've also seen me evolve. And it's really amazing that we have this opportunity right now to be able to share each other's story. So today I have a very special guest. It is my dear friend Liz Kimani. How you doing, Liz?
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Liz and I met in 2008. We were doing a transformational leadership course, kind of a personal development coach. This is how I got into the world of coaching. And when I walked in as a student, she was as well going through the process along with me. And
Yeah.
it's been so cool to have worked with each other in the past, to have seen each other and just partnered to supporting each other's growth and doing all that stuff. So Liz, let's jump in. I want you to introduce yourself and what you do and what stuff you're up to in your world.
Okay, so I think since I've done quite a bit of, I used to work in the health background. So I used to be a medical case manager. And then when I left, I realized because of the job that I had to do, it really made me want to be very health conscious. So pretty much my background has been all on health. And I went from being a whole health coach, a wellness coach, to now currently doing sound healing, which I think works perfectly because, the focus on my health coaching was more about, nutrition, working out. But when I brought in the sound healing, I feel now it's more wholesome because it's body, soul, and spirit. So it's not just, body, mind, and spirit or soul. So it's not just all the physical aspect of it, which has been actually a very exciting experience.
Yeah, so tell us more about your practice that you do the sound healing. Do you work one-on-one? Do you work with groups, or how is it that you go and facilitate your trainings?
All right, so just in case nobody knows what sound healing is, and this is a very big topic for them. So sound healing, think about like the best massage you've ever gotten. But now instead of using hands where somebody is touching you and kneading all the knots of your body, we're using sound and the sound vibration, which is able to access things that even something like therapy or even medicine cannot be able to access because of the power of sound. And so I have bowls with me and they vary from size. And, this is pretty much one of the ones that I use. And so again, they vary in size and I do one-on-one sessions. I do group meditations. I also recently started working with a school. Actually, this is my second year that I've been working with them, and I go in and do, sound meditation with them and educate them about the power of sound. Because I feel, initially when I started, I felt that not many people knew what sound healing was, and they were kind of looking at it like it's more like an in thing, a hippie thing, and I just wanted to bust that myth and show them that it's actually accessible to anybody, and it doesn't matter what your background is, whether you're black, white, yellow, green, whether you're religious or not, it applies to everybody. If you're breathing, it applies to you.
Yeah, the first experience that I really got an authentic experience with sound bowls was when I was traveling in India. And I went to different Buddhist ashrams and just different practices. And whether it was from collective homes, but more so the sound bowls and the vibration.
Yeah.
When I first really experienced it, I felt like my body, it was in a weird way. I guess I would describe it. I guess my spirit was vibrating. And it's like being able to shake off dust or dirt or whatever it is that we have stuck on us. And
that is
such an awesome experience. I cannot wait to work with you. I want to definitely work with you. When I came back from India, I actually bought a sound bowl, and my sound bowl is like this big, and I'm thinking I'm coming home with a big sound bowl because I've seen other people have their sound bowls, and they have these little tiny dainty ones. Yeah, I got this big, Tibetan sound bowl, 7 ones, and then I see a video of you, and you have this like solid bowl of a sound bowl. Really incredible. So Liz,
it's very heavy too.
Yeah, it is for sure. And so how did your journey go amongst that you worked with healing? Because you're saying that you worked with kind of health and wellness and healing in
Yeah.
several different ways over the years. What got you into this work?
So it's a very funny story. So one day I was leaving work and I was going down Penn Station in New York, and it had been raining and the stairs were wet. So I fell down the stairs and I fell down head first. And I had a backpack with me. And so every time that I fell, the backpack, which was actually pretty heavy, would hit my head back on the cement. So I maybe fell down about 8 or 7 steps. And I remember waking up and people were screaming. And it was also late at night. It was like 2 a.m. And I remember waking up and people screaming, and I'm wondering, I was a bit phased because I didn't know what happened. Because, 1 minute you're just walking and the next, like, all this commotion is happening. Anyway, so I remember crying, and I remember feeling that something in me was broken, and I couldn't tell. So, somebody said, do you want us to call the ambulance? And I said, no, because I really wanted to get home. Something like I just wanted to feel the safety of home, because I knew something had gone wrong internally, instantly. Luckily, I didn't have any broken bones. So I got into the train and I remember crying. It kind of felt like I was grieving something. Again, like something broke, something in me broke. And I remember crying and the conductor coming to get the ticket from me. And she looked at me, my face was swollen, of course, because I fell down head first. And she's like, do you want me to call the police? Are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I just fell. And I just could not stop crying. And that slowly, I came home and I went to the emergency room and they did all the tests and they could not find something was wrong with me. But I knew something was wrong. And that led to, me grinding my teeth in my sleep because of the, I guess, whatever damage happened during the fall that they could not find during the examination. So I started grinding my teeth. And then in my awake hours, I was having super migraines because of grinding my teeth all night. And that tension built up so much that it ended up me grinding my teeth in my awake hours. I was sleeping anywhere between 5 to 4 hours actually, on a daily basis. So I was not getting enough rest. I was very grumpy. I was so unhappy. I was so depressed. And that kind of just like rolled on and on and on and on and really spiraled into my life. And I didn't realize at that point that in that breaking, that feeling of being broken, it was actually just me being opened up to healing. So one day I was on Facebook and this advertisement came up, and I'm very spontaneous. I like doing things spontaneously. So this advertisement came up about doing, it was about a singing bowl concert. I was like, oh my gosh, I've had a small singing bowl and, I used to ring once in a while and forget about it. So I thought, wow, I can't imagine having a concert where everybody has singing bowls or whoever. That's what I imagined, and they're playing. That would be amazing. And then a couple of days went by and I remembered, oh, let me go and pay for the concert, because my assumption was it's going to sell out and I don't want to miss the opportunity. Again, I'm still going through my depression, my pain, all these things are still going on in the back of my head. So finally, I went on the website and I saw they actually had classes. And I'm like, interesting, classes, why not? But then I thought, this is quite a big investment for me financially. And at that point, I wasn't really sure whether that was something that I wanted to do. So I looked online and there happened to have been a yoga studio nearby that was offering a meditation class with singing bowls. So I walked in. I love crystals. So I walk in and this lady had this beautiful, elegant, shimmering crystal bowls. And I'm like, oh! So we had the experience. It was amazing. I came home. I paid for the class. The following day, I was in New York. Now, this is the amazing thing about how things happen so randomly, but they happen for a reason, right? So I walk into class. First of all, you know how New York is, some buildings look really nice from the outside, others don't. And I'm walking down the street and I'm seeing the address. I'm like, this kind of looks a bit dodgy. did I just, spend my money on nothing? I was like, I'll go in, just look around, see what it looks like. And then, if I don't like it, I'm going to demand my money back and leave. So I get into this lift, and it was the oldest, slowest lift ever. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wasted my money. So I went up, and when I went up, the doors opened, and it was this beautiful, elegant, wood, white, clean building inside. Looked really, really good. So I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't do so bad, right? And then I walk into the classroom, and there's this very quiet man somewhere, kind of like in the corner of the room, and he has 4 balls. And for that, not just 4 balls, but he has 4 metallic balls. And in the back of my mind, in my arrogance, I'm like, how dare he have 4 metal balls? Yesterday, I was seeing 7 crystal beautiful balls, and I paid all this money for 4 metal balls. Again, in that ignorance, and maybe it was also resistance, because I knew my life was about to change. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to sit in and do the 1-day class, and then I will just say, I don't like the class, it's not what I expected, give me my money back. So quietly, in resistance, in my stubbornness, in my ignorance, I sat in class. And I am so grateful, Raul, that I actually had that, even with the resistance, that something within me told me to stay, because then that began the change of my life. And, of course, because it's class, you're practicing, he's teaching you, he shows you something, and then you all practice with each other. And the first day of class, I came home and I was asleep by 8 o'clock. My insomnia completely disappeared from that day. Never, ever again. I never grind my teeth, ever, ever. All gone, all gone. And, as the classes went deeper and deeper and deeper, I started now receiving even deeper healing that I didn't even realize there were things that I needed to heal, that apparently I'd been holding on in my body for years and years and years, and they're just coming, and kind of like it's being shown to me, look at this, and just disappears. Look at this, and just disappears. And I left the class and I was like, you know what, this is my calling. This is why all these things happened. This is why I felt so broken, because in that space of feeling so broken, in that place of feeling so desperate, in that place of feeling like I needed to find something. They usually say that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I didn't even know I was looking for this specific teacher. I didn't even know that I needed this kind of healing. And so, what I experienced from that, I was like, you know what, I found it. I found my passion. I found my soul mission. This is what I want to do. So that has been my thing. I want to be out there and pass this message along, that we are so powerful. We are way, 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 way more powerful than we've ever been allowed to believe. We are such amazing beings beyond the flesh. Yes. There's so much more inside. The way you are saying that you're feeling your soul is shaking. There's so much more about us beyond the flesh. Like, this is nothing. This is nothing. There's this meme that goes around on social media. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It says, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Yeah. That's what this has taught me.
Yeah. Wow. What an incredible story. There's so many things that stood out to that I really want to highlight. One of them that you said, that you were experienced that resistance, and might have been experienced that resistance because you knew that's when your life was changing.
Yeah.
And having that. And how often do we experience resistance when we might be on the right path, right? We might be on exactly where we need to be, but we start having fear come up.
Yeah.
We start having doubt or hesitation, and then we take those signs and we step back rather than lean forward and being like, let me find out for myself. Let me commit to this and see what I could experience.
Yeah.
Another thing is that in discovering that, this is completely not fact at all, but I used to look back at my hardship and the struggling times in my life, and I used to think how unfair it was. And I never complained about it because let me give you a reference for like my mom. I know
Yeah.
my mom has experienced much worse, so
Yeah.
I don't deserve to be able to complain about it. But for me, my life in those moments, everyone has their hardest moments in their life. Subjectively, it doesn't matter. That's how they experience. But in experiencing that, if I didn't experience that, I wouldn't be able to work or support, heal, or celebrate people or do anything that I'm doing, all my gifts that I offer. I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for that transformation that had to occur in order for me to that to be revealed and then do what I'm doing. So what I hear in your story about you taking that fall, it was your gateway to find out how to heal. And knowing that it was coming to you, you were going to go and share that with other people as well.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. And that's so true. And this is why I also urge people to get into the world of impact or just to explore about it. It doesn't have to be a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be like, okay, I quit my job to do this, but there's so much opportunity we have to give and to support to ourselves and the people around us. And little do we realize often is that when we support people in their healing, we also contribute to the healing ourselves.
Absolutely. Raul, I'll tell you, in 2006, I went through probably one of the most traumatic experience I have ever experienced. And I remember feeling so alone and so lost, and I tried therapy. I even did a past life regression, believe it or not, and it gave me answers. Therapy where you're talking it out, because I believe, when you share that, you kind of like, it helps release, because words have energy. So kind of like helping yourself release and heal. I tried different things, I was working out, and I really needed, beyond, the fall, there was stuff like, again, with the 2006 that I really, really, really needed help. And I didn't realize that even with this sound healing, it totally took it away from me, it totally took away those things. So as you were saying, you never know when the moment is going to come up for your life. And then it's a question of, do you jump and take that opportunity and explore, or do you let resistance win?
Yeah, do you let resistance win? Right. That's so true. Another thing that I talk to people about is, if you think that I'm taking action, or if I'm not taking action, then nothing's happening. I don't believe necessarily that we're staying still. I think we are consistently either stepping towards the life that we want to live, or gradually falling away from that. And absolutely. What do we choose? If we're choosing into fear, we make fear that much more powerful. Or we choose resistance or comfort, or whatever it is that's your motivation to make a choice in that moment. We make that instrument more powerful. Now, is you strengthening the fear in your life going to support you live the life that you want to live? Is it going to reveal to you in your relationships, in your career, in honoring your truth? If you constantly feed it like an animal, if you feed fear like an animal, how strong are you making that voice inside of your head? Rather than outside of that, and let's chase something. Let's go for something that we fundamentally believe in.
Yeah, you are so dead on that. If you keep feeding that animal, guess what? It's gonna keep growing. Keep growing, and it, what is happening internally is always mirrored with what's happening on the outside. So then you're scared, you're letting that fear, every single atom in your body is vibrating in fear. So guess what? It's going to be a magnet, and what's going to come up around your life? Everything that makes you feel the fear, everything, because that's what you're attracting, because that's how you're vibrating. Every single cell, every single organ, everything about you is vibrating fear. And fear is actually a very, very, very dense energy. And that is sometimes people, because of, feeding fear, and they feel stagnant, or they feel sad, they feel depressed. It's a very, very, very heavy energy. And so whenever you hear people saying, raise your vibration, it's not a matter of like, or looking down upon people because you're not feeling good or whatever. It's more about, fear is down over here when it comes to the vibrational flow chart. It's down over here. And then if you start going up, you're going to guilt, you're going to shame, and then you're going to hope, and you're going to happy, and you're going to joy, and you're going to bliss. So you always want to kind of, it doesn't mean that today you're going to jump from fear to joy. It doesn't work that way. I would hope that a lot of us would be able to do that. But keep feeling better. Keep feeling better. And then that way you have that angry animal.
Yeah, absolutely. This might be a terrible reference, but it's what pops into my head, so I'm just gonna say it. I think about it as in, we don't often know the times that we're honoring things that are disempowering to us, right? And the way I look at it is, let's say we have a very old mattress in our house, and we sleep on that very old mattress that's already worn out, and then our back over time starts to hurt, and we think, oh, we're just getting old, or our back is just being uncomfortable. Until we go lay on that new mattress, and we're like, how did I go on this whole time without this? But it's not so easy for us to go and find the empowered space of our soul. It's not so easy as for us to just come across it. If we don't come across it in the street, we have to actually work for that. And then when we start working for that, is when we start revealing new levels of it. That's why I'm so adamant about the coaching work, because before the coaching work, I was fine. I was doing well. I was working my job. I had a good head on my shoulders. I think I had a good head on my shoulders. I was about my family. I was about my ambition. I didn't have unhealthy habits necessarily.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah.
And then when I did it, I realized I don't want to live a life where I'm just fine. I want to be extraordinary. I want to be fantastic. I want to be liberated. I want to be like joyful. And it takes doing that consistent work on exploring that. And I really appreciate that you're in that world and you're guiding people, knowing your heart for the last years. It speaks volume. And I'm sure people could feel it in this video. I could see it. That's your art piece, one of your paintings behind you. That's so gorgeous, and it just really in your work.
This is actually thanks to you. I don't know if you remember, we were doing a photo shoot maybe 3-4 years ago, and a background. And I told you I don't have anything big, and you're like, Liz, you gotta get bigger. You got into and you're like, go get this. I wanted to be 60 by 60, I think, or you wanted it bigger than 70 by 70 actually. But unfortunately I couldn't get a canvas that big into my car. You're like, go big. We're gonna use your painting as a background. You're an artist, you can make this, so let's do it. And I'm so happy that you actually got me to do this, or you encouraged me to do this, or you pushed that button and I got to do it. So this is your coaching work.
Yeah, guys, for everyone curious about my coaching techniques, that's what happened. I can love it. So all right. So another reason why I launched Say It Loud is because I want to deliver people messages. And so there are some people who have their version of their fall, where they might have experienced a wound that they can't really put their finger on, or they might be feeling or experiencing this heaviness that might not even be theirs, without the distraction of going to work, coming back, cooking, just like playing the survival game. A lot of people who don't know what to do with their time or energy. You as a healer and in the work that you do, what would be a message that you would send out to people right now?
I have seen people have been doing a lot of, as much as they're home, because they're so used to being in the doing, they're finding things to do in the house. And I've been seeing this thing coming up, like, okay, I finished watching this and that and that and that and that show, please recommend another show to watch. And they'll have like 20 people comment on 60,000 different shows, so it's like those are maybe 60,000 hours that you're going to spend watching, which is fine. It's distraction. Maybe that helps you feel better. Maybe that's the tool that you need to kind of help you raise your vibration. But you always have to remember that everything that you do, whether it's eating, listening, watching, it's all energy, it's all vibration. So my urge is, maybe this might look like the worst thing that has ever happened to you, but could it be that it's actually an opportunity that is being presented to you for you to grow from it? And maybe why people are seeking other things like watching the telly and drinking or getting high or whatever it is that they're choosing as their escapism, maybe that's a resistance. And maybe the resistance that we were both talking about. And maybe if you spend some time, do it slowly, one day at a time, maybe 5 minutes, just quiet everything, shut everything off, and just be still and quiet. And just listen to yourself, start connecting with yourself, start knowing who you are, start understanding yourself, start creating that relationship with yourself. Because in that doing, then you're going to, learn how to listen to your intuition, connecting with your intuition, which I think is so vital. So many times I know, I've wondered, should I do something? And I go against what my intuition is telling me. And then in hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I listen? This whole time I was right. I started questioning my intuition, but I was dead on, what I should do. So my invitation would be, please start spending time doing things that are going to nourish your soul, to help you get grounded. Because again, remember, fear is an energy, frustration is an energy, anger is an energy, but keep feeling better. Keep seeking things, doing things that are going to get you to vibrate on a higher frequency, which is happiness, which is joy, which is peace, which is bliss. Because by so doing that, you are able to actually make better decisions for yourself. And then you look at the life that you want to go back into and you realize, maybe that's not what I want to do with my life. This is a great opportunity to discover yourself, to discover what you want, to maybe even grow, maybe to heal wounds that you've been carrying all this time. So instead of using these things as your tool for resistance and for distraction, figure out a way that you can use them as tools for healing, So fine, you want to watch telly and that's what you feel that is going to get you where you need to get to. Watch things that are raising your frequency. Sure, you want to listen to music because that's what you feel is going to be good. Use the music to heal you.
Yes.
Start from where you are and silence is such a beautiful, powerful tool because it's a mother of all sound, and every single thing about us is sound. So if you're spending some time in silence, that meme that says that not all answers are found on Google. You have to go inside.
I have to see that, but that's good.
Right? So this is the time when people are freaking out and they want to know what they're going to do. Go inside. All the answers, every single answer to what you're seeking, to what you're going to do, to how you're going to, overcome this and heal and grow and go back into the world and be prosperous, even more prosperous than you were before, is in here. We've got all that information is in here. It's in here. It's in us. It's all in there. But you have to spend the time to get to connect with yourself and to get to listen to your intuition.
Thank you so much for that. That's really so powerful. What I love that when I speak to my healers around the world and when I speak to the people who are out there chasing and creating the life that they want to live and really manifesting that world, they're almost every single one of them has said, go spend time with yourself. Go sit down and spend time with yourself. A lot of people are avoiding that right now. And I get that. I hope it for everyone because I see the power that's there, but it's fine if that's not for you, if you choose not to do so.
Of course.
But one of the things that you bring to my attention is that the vibration of what's going on around us. I look at, I watch movies. I get on Netflix and I binge, or I'll go on social media, doing all that stuff, right? I participate in that as well. But if that's all we do, is kind of like the distraction is taking a painkiller that lowers the pain or distracts us from what's going on. And rather than treating the symptom with distraction, let's go spend 5 minutes a day, like you said, 5 minutes a day, and just spending time with ourselves. And in that space, we might find the healing that we actually need. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for your share. Where can people find you? Where can people follow your work and possibly work with you?
Okay, so I'm only on Instagram and Facebook as Furaha Being, and Furaha is Swahili for happy. Again, about the vibration. If you can be at a happy vibration, I mean, who knows what you can manifest and attract into your world. So, and it's about being, not doing, just being grounded and being centered in just being happy, because awesomeness. So anyway, I'm on Instagram as Furaha Being. I'm on Facebook as Furaha Being. Shoot me a DM if you ever want to work with me. If you have any questions, I have tons and tons of content that I have created on there, so you can browse through and see and learn a couple of more things that are energy tools or healing tools that I've put on there as well. And that's pretty much the most way that you can get in touch with me.
I love that. All right, guys. So for everyone listening, this is another episode of Say It Loud, where we get to hear more stories of just amazing people, amazing healers, and what got them to the point of where they are now. Again, if you guys know any healers or people out there, not necessarily healers, but people who are just going and creating the reality that they want to live and just choosing to follow that path, please connect them. Let's hear more amazing stories from more amazing people. Liz, thanks again.
Thank you.
Of course. And for everyone else tuning in, we'll check you guys next time. Be safe, guys.